What's up, all you beautiful ball guys? It is Joe and Nicole.
Hi, guys.
We are Scalp Logic, and today we're discussing a case study, of course, the before, the after, and the healed results. So let's crack into it, Nicole. Let's talk about this guy a little bit.
Yeah, so this client came to us from Canada and he actually stayed here for about 3.5 weeks. That's not typical. Most of our clients fly in for the day and fly back home the same day. But he was like, you know what? I've got some time. I'm going to do this. This client was very specific on wanting, I would say, the imperfectly perfect type of results. He knew exactly what he wanted. He wanted the hairline to not be super perfect, but just be as flawless as possible and match the contrast on his, I would say, his sides.
We specialize in catering to guys like this who, if one impression is going to be bigger or unnatural or larger, then he'll wait for us to get better at our craft.
Absolutely.
He wanted natural at all costs.
Absolutely.
And I think that's exactly what we delivered. So let's go into it then. So the before picture, as you can see, he's a good, Norwood 6, Norwood 7.
Yeah, I would say definitely.
Young guy, very healthy skin, which is super important in this case, right? To try to crunch it into 3.5 weeks. Doesn't
we did work on his skin though before he came as well, but he did have good skin.
Which is huge, which is huge. Something we talk about probably not enough is, especially Nicole really, works with each individual we work on their skin. Sometimes a couple weeks, sometimes a couple of days before.
Depending on what they need.
But exfoliating, putting lotion on, exactly. Depending on what they need, getting that canvas primed and ready. Here's a video that's after 2 sessions.
That's after 2 sessions, correct.
Okay. So take a look at the detail. Go ahead. We both geek on the detail.
We do. It's really exciting to be able to see, and the contrast, right? You can look at the impressions, you can look at the side of his where he has his native hair, and you're like, there's no difference. And I think a really big question is a lot of people ask, what is it going to look like after session 2? Are my family and friends going to be able to tell that I've had this done?
Right.
And you can see it for yourself.
See for yourself. If anything, he's still bald. It's too light, right? The result's just not quite there yet. But when you do take a good inspection, you can see something coming up, right?
It's a gradual build-up where people don't just see from one day to the next. You can see that subtlety.
Exactly. So here's after session 3, and just before we did his 4th and last session. Correct. Okay. So again, notice the detail, the blending.
Yes.
Right. Anything you want to point out?
I would just say how natural it looks, and for somebody that was, I would say all of our guys that come to us are extremely. They know what they want. It's not even the word picky, but they're precise with what they want. And he was just over the moon.
Which we definitely respect. This is something that you should want. Precision, right? And 100%. Something I'll point out, and if we go to the healed pictures now, this is what, about 1 month healed?
It's about a month and a half.
Okay, so he went back home, went back to his lifestyle, everything. And something I want to point out, like you said, natural. It's not just the depth of the impressions and the size of the impressions, which are super important, but it's also the flow of the hairline, right? And not just the frontal flow, but also the flow from the temples on the sides. How does that look? And I think this is a really great shot.
The hairlines are everything.
This fits his face, his features.
Yes. His lifestyle, I would even say.
His swag. Absolutely. And then lastly, we have, this is 1 year healed.
This is about a year to maybe a couple months,
Okay, and as we're saying, this should look good and natural in all kinds of lighting. This is probably the most extreme lighting to scrutinize in the sun.
Sunburn.
You can see he's sweating a little bit in this picture. But again, natural.
But I think the biggest part of this picture is you can just see a person that is completely free and just happy. It's like nothing's holding you back. That's the way that I like to see it.